In this lesson, we are going to learn about scientific notion or standard form. So for physics, it's actually a very broad discipline that studies our surrounding. So we need to make measurements of our surroundings. And so it can be measurements for very large or very small objects. So how do we actually represent a very large distance like the size of our solar system? Something like you have so many zeros, okay? Or very tiny lengths like size of an atom or electrons. So you might have something like that. So you find that it is very unwieldy to write very large numbers with lots of zeros, or you use a very small lengths like 0.00001. Okay, so we actually use standard form or scientific notation to manage these numbers. Okay, to represent the numbers so that it is clear to us what do we mean, what's the size. So the standard form is actually very simple. It's just a simple number uh, having a form of a multiplied by 10 to the power of n. So this a is a number from 1 to 10, but take note that it doesn't include 10 itself. So it can be 9.9999999, but it doesn't include 10. And n is a digit. Okay, it's a digit and it's known to be the power of 10. And n, okay, n can be a positive or a negative number. So it can be 10 to the power 2 or it can be 10 to the power negative 2. Okay, so it has its specific meaning. So if we want to express, let's say 990 in standard form, okay, we start with something simple. If you know that 990 is simply just 9.9 times 100. 100 is 10 times 10, and that means that it's 10 square. So something like this. So this is the standard form. Okay, you find that it fulfills the criteria that this first number is less than 10, in between 1 to 10, and they have a digit. So similarly, if you express this 550 in the standard form, so you have by moving, okay, the decimal place, you realize that there are three zeros. Okay, so 1000, and 1000 is actually just simply 10 times 10 times 10. So this is actually equivalent to 10 to the power of 3. So that's why you can express this as standard form. Again, 5.5 is in between 1 to 10. So just a practice. So how we express this big number in the standard form. Okay, you can pause the video. Okay, the answer will be this 1.23 times 10 to the power 6. Okay, another one. So if you have a decimal place, okay, the answer will be this. So actually, you can of course go through the method that I just used, but actually a general tip is just count the number of jumps of decimal place towards the left in this case that you have to make in order to make the number between 1 to 10. Okay, what do I mean by this? It simply means that this big number, okay, the decimal place over here, so you need to just jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 jumps, so that means it's 10 to the power 6, and it is 1.23. So similarly, this is of course easier. So the decimal place is over here, you need to jump 1, 2, so this is 2, 10 times 4.567. Okay, what if the number is actually smaller than 1? Meaning that if you will express this 0.123, okay, so this number is actually smaller than 1 to standard form. The long method is actually just again express this number into a number that is in between 1 to 10. Then so divide by 10 and you just pull it out. And this can be represented by 10 to the power negative 1. Okay, so it's simply this. Or something that's a bit more difficult. Okay, but you find you follow the same method. Okay, in this case, you need to know that 0.00456 is actually 4.56 divided by 1000. Okay, again, you find that there will be similarity. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you jump 3 steps. This means 1000. And you pull out this 1000, and this is represented by negative 3. So this is a practice for you. Okay, you can pause the video. If you're ready, I'll show you the answer. Okay, the answer will be 7.89 times 10 to the power negative 8. The method is actually similar to positive power, except that this time around you count the number of jumps or decimal place towards the right. So in this case, the decimal place is over here. You need to make it 7.89. Okay, a number that is in between 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8. But this time round, since it's moving towards the left, it's negative. Then it's 10 times 7.89. Okay. Next question is that is 53.6 times 10 to the power 4 is a standard form. So you have something similar that A is times 10 to the power n. But the answer is actually no. Okay. Because remember that standard form is this particular form, but A must be in between 1:10. And of course 53 is actually more than 10. So you'll find that it is actually not considered to be standard form. So if you want to express this 53.6 times 10 to the power 4 in the standard form, the answer will be 5.36 times 10 to the power 5. A shortcut method is actually to find the required jumps to make 53.6 to 5.36. So in this case, you need to jump 1 to the left. Okay, and so the power of Paul is actually increased to 5. So this one jumps to the left is +1. So your power of 4 plus 1 will be equivalent to 5. The rules also applies to negative powers. So if you want to express this 962.5 times 10 to the power -6 in standard form. Okay, think about it. If you are ready, the answer is 9.625 times 10 to the power -4. Okay, since the method is the same, since you need to jump 2 decimal place. Okay, 2 decimal place towards the left, so it is a +2. And so +2 from -6 +2, of course, it is -4. Similarly, whenever you have this negative number, a number that is smaller than 1, it is also not in standard form, even though it seems to fulfill the form. Okay, but you find that this 0.465 is smaller than 1. So, and if you want to convert, you have to find out the number of decimal jumps to jump from this to this. So in this case, you need to jump 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. But in this case, it's towards the right. So, but of course, for this case, this is the opposite. If you need to jump towards the right, it is -3. -5 goes to decrease by -3. So you find that it is -8. So the correct standard form is 4.65 times 10 to the -8. So you can practice this. Okay, take note that n is a digit. It can be more than 10. Okay, the only restriction for this one must be in between 1 to 10. Okay, the answer will be 7.41 times 10 to the power 9. And this is the end of today's lesson. Please subscribe and support my channel. For my other physics video lesson arranged according to topics, please visit my blog at boringphysicsteacherswordpress.com. You can subscribe to my channel to be informed when I upload new physics video lessons. Thank you.